Hello everybody, welcome back to Tiffany Lives Tarot. I'm Tiffany and I make tarot down to earth and practical so you can get proactive about your life. Woo! So today I'm doing a little bit differently. We're going to start with a series of oracle cards and then we're going to move into a more extended reading than I usually do. And wow, we're getting lots of oracle cards, more than I expected we would get right now. So we'll see what the messages are for this week of August 17th, 2020. But of course, and as always, it doesn't matter when you find this video. If you felt drawn to it, then the message here is for you. All right, one more deck here, and then we'll get started. So, whoa, okay, there we go. It's on the floor. Hold on. All right. Your first set of oracle cards from the Goddess Oracle deck, we have Una and Rhiannon. Una is, well, easy does it, is what it says on the card. So, and also with Rhiannon, we have sorceress, or if you're a man, this is manifesting. This is a card about making your dreams come true. And this card, Rhiannon, tells you that you do have the ability to make your dreams come true, do the things you want to do, and not to rush forward. So if you're feeling pressured, if you're putting pressure on yourself to get something done, you're not moving fast enough, you haven't done A or B yet, don't worry about it. This card is saying that everything will happen at exactly the right time. Just keep doing what you want to do, the steps that you're feeling called to take, and it's all going to work out. All right, so that's a good message. All right, now from our Earth Magic deck, we have Eagle, Communion, and then we have Clouds, Shape-Shifting. All right. And when we get the Communion card, this is a call to connect with your higher self or your intuition, your sense of God or goddess, whatever, what you like to pray to or talk to. And again, it can also be your intuition. And so right now is a good time to be in touch with your intuition, talk to God a little bit, if that's what you like to do, about this thing that you are working on. Let the universe be your guide, okay? As well with Clouds, shape-shifting. This is about the need to maybe take account of everything that's involved in this new thing that you're trying to take care of. And remember that you might have to wear a number of different hats, and also remembering that you can't be all things to all people. And to find the balance, and that perhaps talking to your higher self, your intuition, getting centered is going to help clear that up for you, okay? Now, we also have here the Fates. This is the idea that things happen that we have no control over. It's a little bit similar to the Wheel of Fortune in a traditional tarot deck, where we have to accept there are conditions in life or events that happen that we have to just accept. The key is, how do we work through all that? How do we handle ourselves as we're working through the crazy life events that come up to greet us? That's where your choice is. You can be reactive, you can fall into a lot of emotions, make bad decisions, or you can connect with yourself, with your values, with your intuition, and let that guide you through it. And like the Fates give us a lot of different contexts and for us to practice, hopefully moving away from all the emotions and do more and more moving into this place of communion with our higher self, our higher power. And it looks like within the next few weeks, some stuff is going to be happening for you. And that's pretty exciting. So going back to these first couple of cards, whatever you're working on, don't get frustrated if you feel like it's not happening on the right timetable. within a few weeks. Looks like things are going to come together, but it's important to stay in touch with your higher power and understand that you can't be all things to all people, and you might be taking on roles that you hadn't expected to. All right, so let's pull some tarot cards for this scenario and see what they have to say. I like to use two different decks. Today I'm using the Morgan Greer deck. I love the artwork on that one. And I'm also using Tarot of the Spirit. I always use Tarot of the Spirit. It's the deck that I learned on over 25 years ago. And yeah, like I say on my website, it's like talking to an old friend. So that's why I use it every time. Okay. So while I'm pulling from this other deck, I'll tell you what I see here so far. We have the Hierophant in reverse. Oops, sorry. I don't have enough hands to shuffle. We've also got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse, Five of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the Empress. All right. That first position with the Hierophant there, that represents the past up until today. And depending on what you're dealing with, it can be the nearby past, the recent past, it can be the far away past. You will know what that means. Now, when we get the Hierophant in reverse, this can indicate a contract breaking, or it can indicate the end of a relationship. It can also indicate a need to create a structure for yourself. So let's see, in conjunction with, all right, so the past until today, we've got the Hierophant in reverse and the Eight of Wind. Now, yeah, so the Eight of Wind indicates that you've been going through some mental strife. And the thing is, you know what's right in this situation. You know what you want to do. You know what your own sense of truth is. And for some reason, you just keep getting a little pulled off track. Maybe somebody says something and it sways you in the other direction. Maybe you just keep changing your mind about something. So the Hierophant in reverse comes in to tell us that what is needed here is that sense of structure. And how can you create that for yourself based on your values, based on what you believe and what you know to be true? Your job right now is to turn this guy right side up again. And you can do that by, again, providing yourself a structure. No, I know what's true. I know what's right. Cutting through the BS, so to speak, and just sticking to what you know is true. And that will turn this guy right side up and have you feeling better again. So that's what you've been struggling with sometime in the past or from a long time ago, and it's still affecting you today. It might be a bad habit that you have that needs to change. So to keep in line with our oracle cards, remember to communicate, be in communion with yourself, with your intuition, your higher truth, your values. So your biggest challenge right now is that, it seems like there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening, and it's been hard to keep it together, hard to juggle a lot of points of view or a lot of people or a lot of news coming at you, whatever resonates. It's been a lot. It's been a lot to juggle, so to speak. And the thing is, your ability to juggle them, to put those things in order for yourself, is what's going to help move you past this stage, whatever it is that you're dealing with that has you feeling like really scattered and like the pieces are all over the place, and you're kind of grabbing to hold them down first of all, then find out where they belong. Like that's your life right now. And the thing is, you're supposed to, the universe intends for you to be going through that process right now. And it's, once you master that, it's going to bring you into this place of resurrection where you see the light, you understand something better. The picture just becomes clearer. You're like, that's what it was all for. All right, but you haven't gotten there yet. You're still trying to put the pieces all together. And so that might be where, take your time. Easy does it. You're trying to create something new, and just have patience with yourself, okay? All right, there's a lot of movement or uncertainty, changing ideas or circumstances. Here we've got, and where you're at right now, we've got the father wind. And, on the one hand, the father wind is great for you're ready to go, you're charging forward, you know what you want, and you've got the energy to do that with. And at the same time, you want to be wary of moving too fast, pushing too hard, wanting too much all at once. So there's a balance here. Generally, though, the wind father, he makes things happen, and that's probably where you're at right now. Maybe you're a little frustrated with the time. Maybe the circumstances that have been coming into play have been holding you back a little bit, and you're ready. You feel ready to move forward. Now here with the Page of Swords, wind and swords, okay, they're synonymous in the tarot. This is, and the Eight of Wind over here, it's a lot of mental capacity that you're using up right now. A lot of, again, that mental juggling that you're doing. And the Page of Swords cautions you, oh wow, like a few other cards have, to take your time, go slow. Don't charge forward. It's not the time to charge forward. It's great that you have the energy, but use it wisely, channel it wisely. Don't just power forward. It's just not the time for it. Now, in your advice section, it looks like you're dealing with some kind of heartbreak, a loss, something disappointing. This is the cups. The Five of Cups represents emotions or spiritual connection. And at this Five of Cups, you're feeling sad. You feel like you've lost something. Maybe you feel betrayed, left behind, or your heart's broken, or again, a disappointment. What resonates with you with this card? Now, this is in your advice section, and it's combined with the Wheel of Fortune. When we get the Wheel of Fortune, these are, again, just like with that Fates card, things happen that we do not have control over, and we have to accept the situation. That's the best way to move forward. It's to accept what's happened and find your resolution to move on from it. Pick up the pieces, and you see there's still two cups that are standing upright, that are still full. You're going to have to leave something behind. It's probably going to hurt. It's for the best. You're meant to be leaving this behind. And that's the advice here, is kind of like to take heart. It feels like a loss, and it is. It doesn't mean that it's not a loss or that you're not grieving over it, but it is for your higher good. It is going to work out. Oh, yeah. Well, let's go back to this resurrection card where I said it's going to become clear, what was it all for? These cards in your advice section are saying it is for something. You don't get to know what that is right now. Right now, your job is to work through the process of picking up those pieces. My goodness, that's how I started this reading, talking about like picking up pieces and holding them down and trying to put them together. That's what you're doing here. That the card is saying, if you feel like you're picking up broken pieces of your life, you're supposed to be. And it's the way that you handle it that's going to determine how your progress feels. Now, here in what's coming down the pike, so to speak, we've got the Lovers. We've got the Queen of Rods, and we've got the Empress in reverse. All right. It seems to me that this might really be about relationships for you, important, significant relationships, or an important relationship with something or some entity. And all of this is leading to you working out the details of this relationship. What works, what doesn't, the best ways of communication, like how things break down, what this relationship means to you. When we get the Lovers card, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This could be family member. It could be work related, could be a friend, but it is an important relationship. And you know by now, if you're still listening, like which relationships this could refer to. All right. And it's meant to happen. This, whatever it is you're working out in this dynamic, it's time. You're supposed to be. And with this Empress in reverse, this indicates a lack of some kind, and maybe you're feeling a lack of creativity or motivation, or maybe it's because it's been a difficult relationship to work through that you're feeling like a lack of love or a lack of nurturing there. And with this Queen of Wands, this Queen of Rods, this is a regaining of your passion and your motivation and your desire for this relationship to be all that it can be. Unfortunately, it has to go through this process of being broken down and having to be rebuilt again. And that's where this Empress card comes into play. You want her in the upright, but that's the work right now, is turning her, reversing this. What feels upside down, what feels like a lack, it's time to take the new energy that you have because of this experience. Take that new energy to rebuild, recreate, repair, or move on to a new type of relationship. And this might mean that you're, dissolving some kind of relationship that just can't be repaired, and that's okay too. So you know right now if this is a relationship that you need to keep working on and turn this Empress right side up with this new energy that's come through because you're working through these troubles. Or it's time to move on, and this signifies the future. This signifies the future. And again, within the next few weeks, you're going to see some changes, but we have to accept what's happened, what's happening, and remember that you can't be all things to all people, and stay in touch with your spirit guides, okay? No charging forward into insanity, all right? And just remember, it's a lot of work right now, and it needs to be done. It's required for you to move to your next level, this work that you're doing on this relationships. If you would like a private reading with me, please book below at tiffanylives.com. If you have any questions about this, want to tell me what resonates with you, I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment below, back on my blog. You can also follow me on Facebook, and if you subscribe, you can get the daily common sense tips from Tiffany Lives Tarot. All right, people, have a good week. Let me know if you like this new style, and I will see you next time.